Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Anamika. It's always nice to come here, to see someone. Anamika, honestly, is so popular in this area. If she runs for corporator, she'll win by landslide margin. Yeah. So, and of course, I'm forced to say, like Mohan, along with the team, Sandhya, Vandana, great team here, great idea. And thank you so much, all of you coming in. Some of you, over a period of time, we've been knowing each other. Some of you have been there. And my wife, who's very particular that when it comes to parenting, she has to be here to check if I'm saying the right things or I do what I do. So, yes. Okay, quickly, very quickly. Are you married or are you happy?
How can you be both?
Yeah, that's an oxymoron, right? He had a different answer in private, he's a different answer in public, so all of you, yeah. Anyway, this is, you see, parenting, what we do is, honestly, I may speak a lot and a lot of theories. Before even I was married, I was reading on parenting, I had a lot of theories. Now I've got a lot of kids and no theories left. It's a process, it's an evolution. Some days are really good days, some day you bond with your kids, some days are like the day you feel super dad and super moms, and there are days where you feel really low. You feel you've let yourself down and your, the biggest stakeholders in your life, your kids down. But then between those days are reflections. There are days when you start thinking, and that's what these sessions are. They are more like drawing a little inner energy, some concepts that we share, some ideas that we talk to one another, and hopefully as we go ahead, can...
You want me to?
No, I'll just start, yeah. So the ideas that we do is, what are we talking today? The concept called triangle of life. I'll be sharing a lot of general gyan with you, general ideas with you, some beautiful concepts. I've taken 2 books as my reference for this workshop. One is called a book called Brain Rules. Beautiful book. It's a Dr. Spiegel. He has done a lot of science analysis on something that I do a lot of study on, concept called mindset. When I say mindset, let me just make things very simple with you. A lot of you drive, right? Would you trust a car mechanic who says, I've never ever opened the lid of the car, the bonnet? Would you trust your car with him? Probably not. Probably you would want a little validation, right? What about a neurosurgeon, or rather a heart surgeon, who says, I'm the best heart surgeon in Mumbai, but he's not done an angioplasty or he's not done an open heart surgery? Would you trust him with your somebody's very close life? Probably not. Yet, day in and day out, we claim, we try to be good parents and teachers and educators without knowing what goes under the lid here. Now, we are not here to do neurosurgery or brain science, but do we even understand brain? So a part of this session is about what we do with brain. Do we even understand what goes inside? How our children react to what we are doing? Because these are the time for reflection. These are time we actually try to connect, and these are time we would like to draw on those little lessons we get. And basically, once you have a reservoir of those lessons, you can do better. The second book that I've referred to is called How to Talk So Kids Listen and How to Listen So Kids Talk. One of those amazing books, beautifully illustrated book. It's all about conversation. Very honestly, you don't have to raise your hand and tell this to... How many of us have had conversations with our children turning into confrontations? A lot of us, right? All of us, rather. If you say no, probably I say, oh, you just got married, have no kids, yeah? Or perhaps you just don't know how psychology of children works. This is another book which actually teaches us, may not be completely, but how do we minimize those frictions? You cannot remove the conflict, and I don't want to remove the conflict, but can we minimize a bit of these conflicts that we talk? So what we have done is we've taken a simple concept called the triangle theory of life. Triangle is one of the simplest objects, the easiest of the shapes, rather still one of the most sophisticated of. Can you think of any triangle theory, any concepts of triangle? Anything that comes to your mind when I say a triangle? Any powerful theory with triangle? Okay, the point theory, alright. Something else? Go ahead. Yeah? Pythagoras, oh lovely, yeah. The only time I heard Pythagoras after my school is today. No, what we teach in school is so redundant, and yet we continue teaching it for over years around. I have Dr. Dave Perkins from Harvard, lovely professor. In one of the workshops he said, we teach mitochondria. Heard of mitochondria? Or how many of you have learned about the parts of the flower? I don't even, yeah? Yes. And he was referring, this is a professor, I'm not making it up. And this professor said something so interesting. The only time you're going to use it is when you become a biology teacher. Because you would not go and say this, flower to your wife and say, look, that's a stylus out there and these are the petals. A flower is a flower. But that's what happens. Triangle theory. Thank you so much. Pythagoras, you reminded me something else. What else? Heard about this old man called Maslow? Hierarchy? Yeah? So, roti, kapda, makan, and then ego comes in here. So many of triangle theories. There's actually a lovely triangle theory. If we have time, I'll remind you. It's called primary triangle of emotions. What are the three primary colors? Yeah, RBG, or different printing versions. I can't put anything on paper today, right? We've got authorities here. So, but anything on color, RBG is the primary triangle of colors. There is a primary triangle of emotions as well. Beautiful. It's a lovely theory. There are three emotions that actually determine how you'll react. All the other emotions are subset of these three emotions. So, if you want, I can just write it down though. It's called fear, hope, and any other emotion? Anger, happiness, all of them are subsets. One very primary emotion. Yeah, Shah Rukh Khan wouldn't exist without that emotion. Love, yeah, love. You see, when you say anger, you get angry on your child. Anger is a combination of perhaps your fear and love. Let's say a child just crossed the road and you were not aware of it. Something that made you afraid, and then there is the whole idea of love. This is an amazing concept. I said, remind me, this is not a part of what we do today, but there is another concept of the theory that we use, the Bermuda Triangle, right? Now, this is of course, as a child, I loved geography. We did a lot of Bermuda Triangle concepts. The idea is this Atlantic Ocean has a portion where most of the ships and the planes, when they fly by, they would drown or mysteriously disappear. I don't know how many of you are very curious. These are actually what you call people who are excited about anything which is, horror, mystery, curiosity. But the whole idea is there is a place where ships or planes or any of these vessels that go gets lost. What are the Bermuda Triangle of a kid's life? Our kids are here, right here, and yet they are lost. We lose them on everyday basis. So there is a triangle. So I use this, we use a lot of MBA concept when we do. So what are the three places where you lose your kid? Just give an idea. When you shout, okay. So where are the confrontations happening? So your question will lead to an answer.
Communication, because they stop telling you certain.
Absolutely. Where do you have this communication? The first part of the communication, where do you have it? Earliest communications. A place. Give me an institution. Home. Yes, a house. Fantastic. What else? The second one? School. The third one? Playground. Oh, lovely. Which are almost like non-existent in today's, especially if you're growing up in areas like Andheris and Powais and all. I hardly see them around. But we are competing also to the fourth dimension called the social media. We are losing. So these are what we call the Bermuda Triangle of our life, of our kids' life. The home, the playground, and the school. They are there. They are physically there. But perhaps we're losing out. There's another beautiful book which says how to ask questions. Dr. Kamala Munda, India's leading psychologist, she has a book, beautiful book. If you're into children and into some kind of psychology, read a book called What Did You Ask at School Today? Probably I'll share all the sessions I'm saying. Make a note of it, WhatsApp or ask us. We'll share this whole thing. What did you ask at school today? Dr. Kamala Munda says that our children enter schools as question marks and they leave school as periods, full stops. Isn't it? A child is so curious. She has so many questions in a school. On an average, a 3-year-old is asking 400 questions on a weekly basis. Imagine what happens in school. Imagine when you go to a school, not all teachers are bad. I know there are some like Anamika, but then there are teachers who would say, no, that's not your time to ask questions. Their curiosity, their innate talent, their natural urge is completely subdued. And these are the places where we're losing our kid. So let's start with the whole idea of home. The only statistics, I promise, statistics don't tell the real story. So I'll just give you a small concept. We've heard this whole idea. As parents, you are the first teachers. And of course, these are rhetorical things almost, but they're so valuable. But something so important we want to share with you is this. Before a child is 4, she's spending almost An assumption 12 hours is a waking time, okay? The kids don't sleep anyway, so that's 12 hours of sleeping time. She's still spending close to 17,500 hours with us. I've seen a lot of parents during those counseling, doing one-to-one session, they come back and they expect schools to change the child. And I find it very, very strange. Schools are not here to nurture your kids. Believe me. Believe me, I mean, I'm part of schools, we run schools, we've been talking to schools. Schools give you a platform for you to achieve a certain social status, which are the board exams. If you expect schools to nurture your child, I think we are living in a fool's paradise. Don't expect schools to do that. What you're doing is the best of the schools, with the ratio a little diminishing, still would give only 11 minutes of individual attention on an average day. So your child goes to the best of the schools across, it's still she gets 11 minutes on individual attention. And how much can you give now? What are your time with your kids? So what I would like to ask you, and maybe just open this floor now for you. We do a lot of things with our kids. What are your moments you spend with your children? I'll give you a simple example. We always have this lovely idea of an annual vacation, So, when most of us go on a vacation, why? Why do we go on a vacation? No, to post pictures on Facebook so that Sharma ji ko bura lagega. That's the whole idea. I mean, we go on vacation to click pictures, right? We don't go on vacation to enjoy. Where are we without our mobiles on vacation? But you get the point. But those are events in your life. We are actually living events. And events are like those events you tend to do. Maybe there's a big wedding around, maybe there's a lovely birthday party you held for your kid. But those events are far and few, and yet your kid will forget your events. They will not, the moments, so remember, the power of moments is much bigger than the power of events. Do small things, but do them consistently well. And what are your moments with your kid makes a difference. Really, small moments. I will just open the floor. Tell me, what are your daily, weekly moments with your kids? Anything, please. Anything, yeah? Which? Oh, no, this one? No, I'm not so tall, but still, okay. I'm a sailor's son, so I can't stop not walking around. I'll do that. Thank you so much. What are the moments, perhaps? Go ahead. What are your moments?
Story time.
Okay. Consistently, a couple of days at least, the stories you tell. What happens is the kids will grow up and they'll remember those moments. That's the power of moment. What else? Maybe swimming with your daughter. Something that you do on a little consistent basis. All right, so all of you have your moments, story, giggling, and we'll talk a little more on those areas. Tell me, what's the best gift a parent can give to a child? Lovely. So no ambiguity here. Everyone is like, absolutely, this is something we've heard so much. The only thing we don't have is to give, but we know the answers, right? But what's the best gift a father can give to the child? Well, we might be few in number, but we still have a voice.
Mother.
Oh, yeah. There you are. You can expect those one-liners from. I'll just elongate what Mohan said, and actually what you said just struck the chord. The best gift a father can give to the child is love his mother. That's all. Sometimes spouses don't show enough love and affection. Maybe the societies we grow up, or the areas, or the houses, it depends on all your... But sometimes a child does not see those moments of affection between his parents. And it matters a lot to a child. I had a friend, so believe me, I'm sorry, these are not vanity things, I'm no counselor, right? But there was a good friend of mine who called me and said, I have a problem, can we meet? And he was like so excited to meet. He met very early morning. So we were just driving in his car, and he says, he's got two sons, so just tweens now. They're about to be teenagers, probably 12 years and 13 years. He said, there's something strange happening in my family. He said, what? My sons are demanding branded items. I said, okay, this is how the kids grow up. I mean, welcome to the world of teenagers. He said, no, that's not the point. I don't mind giving an off Nike or a track pant, but everything has to be a brand for him. So it has to be a Fitbit from Apple. The t-shirts have to be whatever the ones are. It is this kind of a thing. And then I understood something else. It went beyond what his son demanded. One, of course, was a son. His routine, so I come from Seawoods, Nerul, that's where I live. So he also lives close by, but he travels all the way to Powai. That's his office here. So he says, by the time I come home, it's almost 11. I don't see my son. And I tell my wife, let's go for a walk. And somewhere down the line, she doesn't have time because she's too tired by the end of the day. I said, it's all about him getting your attention. But more importantly, what he's not seeing you is he's not seeing you spend time with your own wife. And these things matter. These are subtle points that your subconscious picks up. And when I come to this home part of it, just hold on. When I come to the home part of it, home is a point where you show the power of these moments with your kid. Your brains that we have are so powerful magnets, you don't know what it attracts. So I'll do a small exercise with you. Hold on, just put your hands together. Don't clap yet, the workshop is not over, right? And claps your hand, and claps it, that's all. Just claps it, hold on. Everyone hold on, and I'll just let a couple of people come in. Now, as you're looking at it, look at the thumbs. Don't move it. Look at which thumb is above which thumb, and then you can remove it, right? So some of you might have your left thumb, which is right, left thumb above the right one. If you have your right thumb above the left, so let me start with the right one. If you have right thumb above, that means the left hemisphere is controlling your body. Your dominant hemisphere, the two hemispheres of the brain, is the left hemisphere. What is left hemisphere like? It is linear, logical, linguistic, follows the law, it needs list. Do you get the relationship now? It's all to do with one L letter. You are very analytical. You are great with hisab kitab and negotiation and all, but most of your conversations are like right and wrong and grays and blacks. If the other thumb, the left thumb, that means the right hemisphere is controlling you. The right is very holistic, experiential, storyteller, creative, things that don't reason well. So don't worry, and if you haven't got any thumb on any thumb, don't raise your hand. We haven't done research on gorillas yet, right? But the whole idea is, what is your dominant personality? Probably a lot of us might have the right thumb above it. Nothing get worried. Now it's time to teach the other half of brain how do we converse. So I'll give a conversation now. So let me take little time here. These are power of moments. I'll show you a small video around it, and I'll talk about the power of rituals there. Danish, can we play this little video if we can? It's going to play directly. It's embedded. So I'll just tell you what I'm talking about, a small case study, and then take this. It's a small video, nothing to do with what I'm talking, but just have a video if you can see it. Danish, okay, just hold on. Yeah, I'll play it from the beginning. Okay, let me play the video a little later. What I was just coming to an idea is, you see, our conversations with our children are almost turning into confrontations. Why? Because the brain, I just told you, these are simple rules of brain. Your child is speaking a logical answer to you. Your children have tantrums. All of our children have tantrums. That's how they grow up. Now, when a child is in a state of tantrum, she or he is not using a very rational mind. She is using a there is a concept called hippocampus or amygdala, a reptilian brain, and you are responding with a very logical answer. It does not work. You are talking Greek and she is replying in Arabic. It does not. They don't match with one another. So for you, you will have to change the language, which we are not used to. We don't speak this language, the kids' language, and that is why our breakfast meetings or small advices turn into confrontations. This is the small brain idea that I gave you. If you have to talk to your child at that particular moment, go to his child. Speak left to left. Don't speak left to right. I'll skip this video if I can, and then I'll just go to one beautiful case study. Can I skip it? Yeah. So because I'm talking about a simple, I'll give a case study of a small breakfast event, and then we'll take it forward from there. Let's say, fantastic. Okay. Case study about breakfast, right? Most of the mothers are responsible for breakfast. That's how it is. Chauvinist people, right? Yeah. But at the end of the day, let's say your child came in and he said that, Mama, I want those Kellogg's. You know, the chocos that have come in. And you don't have Chitman said, yeah, look at that. The conversations every day. But if you don't have it, what do you do? What do you say? What's the logical answer you give to your child? I give you something else. Very simple. This is your right brain speaking. You are speaking rational. You are speaking little creativity. You are speaking, it's okay. You don't have this, have the other one. But this child or any child in the world, do not listen to that rational. They are not listening to it because they are not thinking right now. They are thinking very simple. I want it. Why are you not giving me? So you say, I don't have, dear. That's what you do. Your conversation is like, don't have it. The child comes and says, I want it. Stamp the feet. No, kids are not angels. This is what they do. Now what happens? It's now elongated. You thought the conversation should have ended in 2 minutes time. It's taken 5 minutes. The school bus might come any moment. You are getting irritated. You're on the edge already, right? The husband hasn't taken you out for dinner for days now. You're already on a breakaway point. Yeah, sir, I'm referring to you. No?
So much I can relate to.
I'm so sorry.
If I move from there to here.
Someone else is giving me the stares also, so I'm not looking that side. Yeah, all right. So what happens now? Now what's your conversation going to be? What are you going to talk?
Open show, it's not there.
Look, dikhta nahi. What happens is we come back to we know the best, our mother tongues, our languages. You stupid, you spoiled brat, just like your papa. Samajhte hi nahi ho? The conversations are just happening. Now they're flowing. Suddenly you back to all these parentings are one side. We're going to talk here, right? Then you offer an alternative. That's what you do. Look, I've got some other cereals, I've got some other boxes, bread, butter, jam, whatever you wanted. But now, by the time you already lost the child. The point is this conversation is happening between two different hemispheres of the brain. I would not promise that this will work all the time, but this will might solace at some point of time. The child is now absolutely irritated. She cries, he cries, he's on the worst behavior now. You're almost about to miss the school bus, the papa or you will have to drive down to the school. You're on the edge and then now you do this. You do the worst possible thing. You start saying you are acting like a baby. Let's say you have your second child, a 3-year-old, and this is a 6-year-old you're talking or a 9-year-old talking. What do you say? You've done the cardinal sin of parenting. You start comparing the kid. Look, वो छोटू कितनी प्यारी है, वो कभी भी नहीं करती. You are comparing your child to, and this child has a self-esteem of his own. A 12-year-old or a 9-year-old, probably the 7 years of her today, they know where they stand. And you just compared her with a 3-year-old, done with the case. Or you compared worse with a neighbor's son. The moment you end up doing that, what you have done is you've already damaged this little ego of his. You've put in a small story. Our brains, Dr. Joseph Murphy has a book called The Power of Subconscious Mind. Amazing book. It says your brain only picks up stories you tell itself. What are the stories you telling your brain? There's stories you tell. Your lives are wonderful, but I have a sick life. My job's not good. These are stories your brain are playing all the time. Your kids also make up their own versions, their own stories. And they just picked up the story and this is what happens. When a child wants something so bad, adults usually respond with logical explanations. And when you do the logical explanation, the harder you try, the more they protest. Your conversations is already into confrontations. It's such a conversation. See, just understanding this might help us. I'm not saying go ahead and give in to demand. There might be a better way. There might be a different way. We'll learn that different way today. That's one conversation you're going to have. Before you understand parenting, right, you also understand how to spouse relationship. What's the secret of a happy marriage? Laughing together? Yeah? Respect each other? Yes. Respect is a good word. You have to respect your wife. Yes. What else? Understanding. Yes. You have to understand your wife, sir. Otherwise, there is no other way out. She doesn't have to understand us. We're just like male brains are just like that, right? You see, our brains work in a different way. Communication is the key to good marriage, right? You listen, she talks. Listen to the rules here, right? The idea is males have a different answer to a solution. A female have a different answer to a solution. Males, we are always driven by accomplishment. You go ahead, call your husband, ask your son, someone else around, you lost your mobile phone. Believe me, unfortunately, that's how we are wired. We'll end up giving you solutions. We want to solve the problem. Am I right? And the endorsements are coming. Okay, so probably, I'm not saying it. These are what the researchers say, but I actually believe that. But what happens is, what do females want? They want validation. They don't want your solutions or my solutions or rather our solutions. They want validation. And somewhere down the line, you have to understand that's how you start talking. Spouse relationship is so much built on that. Spouse relation is built on you understanding that she doesn't want your accomplishments. She does, when you drive down, let's say you did a lovely drive all the way from Pune to here. What's the first thing a male would say? I'm not saying all males, but what do males say? Look, I got here under 3 hours. Sense of achievement. We love that. A female would say, wow, I just parked without any scratches. Sorry, this is bad feminist joke, right? Very bad joke. So for her, it was like, wow, it was a wonderful journey. I had conversations. That's what you look into it. Oh, for us, we watched a Netflix. Why? Mindhunter khatam ho gaya. This is a sense of understanding. If your relationship is healthier, your conversation is healthier, believe me, these parenting sessions will become better. You have to invest in any organization, any relationship, one of them. The three beautiful A's of a relationship. The 3A rule, lovely concept. Acknowledge, admit, and appreciate. It works with kids, it works with adults, it works with spouses, so much so. We forget to sometimes admit we might be wrong. We forget to admit that we could have spoken a little louder. We forget to appreciate so much of it. So appreciation is called tanish, a diamond ring. That's the word appreciation for. Just appreciation will not work anymore. And then it's acknowledging each other's presence. So spouse relationship is the basis of what you're talking about. Let me take this further. Let me see, can I just jump to the case study here? So you're with me on the case study? We're fine. You saw how the conversation got into a confrontation. Fair enough. Let me end this particular home case study with this child coming and asking for choco. Chocos, you don't have chocos, so all you say is you don't have it. But the point now is, instead of giving a solution to a child, don't give that validation answer, don't give that accomplishment answer, you give a child something in fantasy. See, at the end, you're talking to a child, and that is what parents are all about. You must acknowledge the moment you say, I wish I had some chocos for you. Just wishing, just accepting. It is also called empathy, right? Just understanding, I understand how much you want it. I don't have it is not an answer. I wish I had it. Your kids are not like just angels. They will still demand. They will still storm the pit. But then what happens is, you start talking, I really hear how much you want it. And when you have these concepts, you see the power of imagination. Why is the MCU universe so popular today? What is MCU? Somebody created an Iron Man. Somebody created a Thor, a Black Widow, a Scarlet Witch. Somebody created this figure. But look at the amazing world. I don't know how many of you are fans of Comic Con. It's happening in December. I'm in it. There is one happening in Parel also. There's this whole simulation. There you are. Yeah, we're going to book the tickets. You have to go. December 6th and 7th. We are talking about fantasy, and it's very powerful. The power of imagination, the power of thinking beyond is so powerful, we never use it in our parenting. We never use it in an approach to deal with our kids. When you do that, for a child, it's very, very easy to understand you're accepting. Moment you're accepting, he will come and say, okay, dad, all right, I wish I had them now. You see, suddenly a conversation's happening. Now left has turned to right, and the two right hemispheres are conversing. The moment you have this conversation, you can always go and say, I wish I had a magic box full of chocos in front. And then the child almost is hungry, would come and say, Dad, can I have some cereals? Can I have some bread butter? Can I have something else? Try it out. I'm not saying that this is like the formula. It's not a science thing, but it will work. At some point when you're irritated, these are what happens. I'll give an example. So I was doing this and my eldest was very small then, and we had just finished a session, and we come, as a normal parent, you come from a park and you are here, and she said, Abba, I want that balloon. And we already reached home. Now I can't go back and do it. That's it. All you do is, you did not tell me then what's about this. Then I said, okay, hold on. Can I give her a vision fantasy? I said, look, Saf, if you open the door and imagine the whole house is filled with balloons, how wonderful would it be? She was like, okay, I've heard this in some parenting session, but she was too young by that time, right? And like, Abba, what color? I said, imagine what color do you want it? And then the conversation ended. It was not the balloon, it was you they wanted. And if you could give something in wish, in fantasy, having someone just understand how much you want something makes it easier to bear. Believe me, it is so much true in all relationships. So your spouse comes to you with a challenge, all we do is just validate. Don't give problems, don't give solutions, don't come up with all the answers. Just accepting that I understand is a whole lot easier. So this is the first part of what we're talking about. You see, today, it's a small slide I wanted to add to it, that what we are not doing and what we ought to do, as I said, I'll come to the school part of it, is build up their capacity to accept stress. You heard the word distress, right? All of you heard the word distress? Have you heard the word eustress? Yeah? So there's one, and I expect only her to understand. Eustress is just an exact word which means what euphoria would mean. What is euphoria?
Extreme happiness.
Extreme happiness, joy, right? Eustress is a sense of that joy, but a little anticipation, like what we call butterflies in the stomach. Those who are really like cricket buffs like I am, you would always have this. Cricketers have it. But then you are giving an anticipation, something that you give. Today we are not giving those anticipation, and moments are those eustress thing. You do it over and over, they might become a part of your daily routine, but the power of moments can never be understood. Moments are time when your kids will talk to you. It could be an individual walk with your child, swimming classes, badminton, go to piano classes, painting. I'm not saying only classes. Don't expect the classes to change. Expect the conversation during the classes to change. When you spend time, your storytelling, your giggling, as fathers especially, there is another beautiful concept of the word called dopamine. Dopamine is a hormone which is called the happy hormone. Dopamine is like the steroids of the mind. Dopamine happens when you touch. There's so much of physical touch that we don't do with our kids. Today we become so alien, we don't hug them, we don't jump with them. The kids have to play with you. Let you be the first man in the kid's life so that they know. Yeah, please go ahead. I'll open this for others to answer, all of your parents. Very beautifully. Probably I'll add someone else have a perspective, which is so true. Now, while I'll give my share of it, but why don't you add what she's saying? It's true. There are boundaries. What we call is freedom with boundaries, right? So the idea is you are someone who are in the private space. As a parent, I am in my child's private space with the right, with the responsibility, and what I can do, others, a stranger may be very apprehensive, and fair enough. Today, the whole question of trust has gone down, which is so true. But can we be the people in a child's life? Maybe you teach them what the boundaries are. You teach them what is acceptable touch. You teach them what a shake hand or a pat on a back or a little head shake is good. Or you teach them, but I am there with you. You be the first touch to your child. As a father, it's so important. There's a beautiful book. I'm raising 3 girls now. And I read a book by Michael Gurian called Strategies for Teaching Boys and Girls. Michael Gurian is like an authority on teaching gender. An amazing thing he says, he adds one part, maybe relevant to some, may not be relevant to others. He said, you be the first kiss in your girl's life. What he says to a father is, be bare-chested to your child. Let them play. Be someone where she's not strange to anyone else. As a parent, it is so important. I think swimming is a great leveler. Wrestling, dangal. I think when the dangal came in, you would wrestle with my girls. But the idea is they would get the physical feel of what a man feels, and they are comfortable with you, and you're comfortable with your girls. This is what I feel. Your private space as parent is very sacred. Don't let something else become alien. Don't let a kid even move away from those private space. So wonderful. Anyone has any other perspective to it? You think we're going fine? Should we? A lot of cases turns ugly. Yes. No, I understand. This is an issue. As educators, we take it up. It is a serious thing. While we love to protect our kids and the laws are wonderful, misusing laws is a sad part of it. So it's called freedom with boundaries. You need to, that actually brings me to a whole more important that as parents we are more relevant than any time else. Earlier when you're growing up, an uncle around or a neighbor would always know you. Today with nuclear families and most of us with our own kids, this is where we need to. No, thank you so much. I think on this point, I'll leave the conversation on home with all of you. Whatever you've shared, whatever you learned, I think. There's a lovely video on power of moments, so I'll reiterate with this. It's actually an ad for a chewing gum, but what father does over a period of time, a sustained period of time, and how does it relate to his daughter. 30 seconds, but the idea is your moments will last a lifetime. What are your moments? She's a wonderful storyteller, and I really would love to tell people about the app you're doing. We'll tell the world about what she's doing. And Anamika just said we need to meet offhand, so she's next door, Chitman. The idea is do something that's lasting. Even spouses, I don't know if you would love to share, but what are your moments with your spouses? What do? Maybe a walk, maybe a dinner, maybe something else. What are your moments? No one, everyone's like, my moment is like secret and on Facebook or Insta. Otherwise, I'm not sharing it. Yeah? It's all about those small moments. Continue. It could be the walks in the evening. Then what happens is you look forward to the moment. Those are the power that will remain with the kid as she or he grows up. So on that note, let's go ahead. This was the home part of it. That first triangle, we lose our kid because our conversations are just not happening. We lose our kids because we just spoke about it. Physical touch is not there. Enough dopamine is not released. There's a group of bloggers in Los Angeles. So, sorry, the group of bloggers, their whole world is online. bloggers. But every year they meet once a year in LA, in Las Vegas, just to meet each other. I don't know, is it for Las Vegas for meeting, but the idea is they have to come and shake hands and do a high five. The concept of physical touch is very relevant. So that's what we take away from the home part. Now, the playground. Well, they don't exist in our times though, but I know a quote, a lovely quote where a parent once said, or a statement once was given. There was a time when as kids, we were asked to come back home. 6 baj gaye, ghar aao, shaam ho rahi hai. And today we have to push them out. They are like excellent football players born PS4. Isn't it? This is where playground. And what you just asked, I was holding myself back. This whole idea of this bullying, physical touch, believe me, playground is an amazing area. Sports, a friend of mine says, don't reveal character or don't develop character, it reveals it. How sour a loser you are. How are you celebrating as victorious people? It's time you push them. The camps, I don't know how many of us have scouts and guides. Push your kids on the sporting arena. And believe me, they will understand. There is a playground politics, by the way, anyone who's played around. You know, right? You know that one guy who has bat and the ball, and he comes in and he gets out, he bat ball leke to main ja raha hu. And then you are a 7-year-old, 12-year-old, and you're immediately thinking, negotiating, isko ek aur chance de dete hain, aise bhi itna ghatia le rahe hain, but he is the rich guy, he has the bat and the ball. You are understanding playground politics. So you've done that? We played it? Most of us have? I don't know. The games we play, schools, one day my daughter comes crying and says, Abba, they have not taken me in the football team. I said, push your way in. I can't help it. What can I do? But then be a little better. Okay, let's practice at home. But they are learning the small nuggets of, ideas of getting in. Believe me, that's one area you must encourage your kid. Some kind of sports. Today, some of us are blessed having a lovely society where they go down, they fight, they scratch themselves, they come up. Some of us may not have, or we are very conscious. Go for a club, go for a gymkhana, go for somewhere where they can do one sport and allow them to fail in the sport. We always say, be a coach, not a player in the child's life. Sports is some amazing concept with mental conditioning. This guy, who's this guy? No sports fan or no cyclist here? Very popular. He's like the Ronaldo of cycling. Virat Kohli of cycling, yeah? All different examples, yeah? Lance Armstrong, right? See, we were reading the biography the other day, yes? So, Lance Armstrong is like the winner of Tour de France, the most grueling sports race, 9 times. He wrote a book called It's Not About the Bike. One of the most amazing person. Not only that, he's a cancer survivor. So he writes in this book, It's Not About the Bike. It's a beautiful biography. He said, when I had prostate cancer and I was thinking, it's all my sporting achievements and sporting knowledge that gave me courage to bring up the best in myself when he's going through chemotherapy and radiation. And then he said, the same hospital, my daughter was born. So it relates to both the things we're saying. He said, I'm having a chemo happening in one room of the hospital, in one of the wing perhaps, and the other wing, the pediatric wing or one of the wing, my daughter was born. And the urge, the desire to hold my daughter and to be in her life made me live longer. And that's amazing. And then it's a lovely book, it's a beautiful memoir of someone who overcame cancer and cycle and what we do. Believe me, cycling is one of the best sports I can think of. All of us have grown up learning some way of cycling. What are your memories of cycling? Anyone? Ma'am, your memory? What's your memory, young girl? You cycle?
Yeah.
Where? Who's the first person who taught you cycling? Mama? She pushed you around holding the cycle there?
Yeah.
Yeah? And she would not let you fall down?
No, she left me once.
If she had not left you or not left you to be vulnerable, you'll never learn cycling. So far, we are not letting our kids fall down. We're still holding the cycles and spokes with us. Yes? What are your memories here? Anyone cycling? Anamika, what's your cycling memory?
My brother taught me.
Okay, and he was like, chal nahi to. So, any memory of cycling? No?
I have a recent inspiration from Anamika's dog.
Okay.
I go for late night walks and I see
Okay.
her cycling around the
Wow.
city and I'm like, I should be doing this instead of her now.
Amazing. I think go ahead. You see, we complain about gadgets. but we don't think of alternatives. I'm not saying cycle will change all your gadget ideas, but perhaps a cycle might. We're doing a quiz across Mumbai. With Hindustan Time, there's a whole quiz happening called the India Quiz 2030, and we very consciously decided that we've always been like that. No prizes are laptops and mobile phones. As much as amazing they are, we're going to give cycles. You carry them home however you want to. We'll get it delivered, but we're not giving you gadgets. This is something amazing. But there's a darker side to sport as well. And Lance Armstrong, since you don't know much about him, the sense of achievement gets to you when victories are what makes you who you are. He ended up, after the cancer, after being not the Lance Armstrong people knew, he fell into the drug trap. He started taking steroids and he fell from grace. This biker was stripped of all his medals in all his career. The darker side. When you push your kids to perform, it's the same thing as cycling. Let them fall, let them fail, let them be. Let them enjoy sports. Today we look at our kids in terms of what are, this is the entire thing. Detected cancer, 7 Tour de France, endurance around, but then he fell a trap to his own egos. And that's what sports can also do. Sense of achievement is not in the validation or the medals you get. As parents, I've seen, sports days. Go and look at a sports day and look at a parent at the corner. You almost feel the parent should be running in for the child. They're like here. Are mera bachcha first aaya, second day diya tumne. And everywhere the teachers have a tough time. Believe me, I'm that side of the teachers also. I know. Please, it's okay. It's okay. Celebrate them. I know winning is, I'm not giving you all this BS on terms of what is winning and what is not winning. I'm saying it's okay, let it go, but let them enjoy the sport. Somewhere down the line, we made sports so competitive in terms of winning and losing that they're not enjoying. And they're afraid to express themselves. In the mindset book, Carol Dweck something very interesting. He says, okay, this is a very simple example. If you learn nothing from this workshop, probably we've got another 20 minutes, or then we open the floor. If you learn nothing, only this, I'll be really proud. Your child, your daughter, your son, whoever, did an amazing painting. She came to you with the painting and she gave the painting to you. What's your first reaction? Go ahead. Just give me an honest reaction. Zandhya? Wow. Lovely. Yes. Give me some little more expressive reactions. A little wow is like not acceptable. Vandana? Yeah. Good. Oh, yeah. No, ma'am. It's your child drawing, not your husband drawing. I understand the reactions you're giving. I know, the language changes, yeah. Right?
I catch myself doing that,
but
sometimes
okay.
Kya bana diya?
Okay, hold on to that thought. I like that thought though. What would you say, ma'am?
It depends on what my son has painted. I would ask him why did he think of this? What made him do this?
Okay. Conscious parenting, right? That's good. No, good. Mon, what would you say?
Last week you me.
Yeah, I should. Yeah. That's good. What would you say, sir? I'm sorry, I've not been... Anything. Your child just made a lovely painting. He came to you. What would you say? What's your reaction?
Yeah, it's nice.
It's nice. Okay. Men have very few words anyway, right? So that's good. That's really appreciative. Like you said, nice.
Can I take it to office?
Oh yes, and check the quality of... No, I'm not. I can't help myself, pulling people's friends. Ma'am, she's a scientist in IIT Powai. Really wonderful to have you. What would you say now?
I'll say it's beautiful. I'll keep it forever to show him later on.
Oh, great thought, right? Okay, I'll take a couple of more comments from you and then ma'am, what would you say?
So it depends. Sometimes it is more of an abstract painting.
Okay.
So we discuss what exactly he is trying to do.
Okay, so you're deciphering it?
Yeah. So sometimes it turns out really beautiful.
Okay.
So like Mohan sir, I asked him, it's so beautiful, I want to show it to my friends, can I take it to the office?
Okay.
And he takes from me, you are going to get it back.
Nice. Okay, he's asking that, are you going to give it back to me?
Yeah.
Okay, it's so valuable, I might sell myself, right?
Yeah.
Okay, couple of, anything, ma'am, you?
I'd say that it's nice. It's so beautiful.
Okay. All right, fine. So these are, some of you have been more expressive, some of you, but idea is, what you just did is you just damaged the child's potential to exceed. Carol Dweck says, and it's a revelation. This book, Mindset, if you only do me a favor and read this book, if you're reading, it's called the book of the decade for educators. What she says is, she did an experiment, okay? And the experiment was, a group of 25 grade 5 students were given a maths paper to solve. They solved the paper, And when they solved the paper, they were appreciated for the solving. Wow, you got 20 out of 20. Oh, great, an 18 pointer. Lovely. You just appreciated the child for being what they are. You said nice, beautiful. I want to take it into the hospital to see my colleague. I want to put it, frame it. You just told a child you are a genius. You chose a child, you are brilliant. Now you put the bar for a child so high. Next time, child is afraid to paint. Why? I can't fall in my mom's eyes. Oh, I'm like that good a painter. My second painting is not turning out so good. Now the child has become so apprehensive, and that's the problem we've got. It's a startling discovery. Discovery is really startling. So what do? Do I not praise? Yes, praise. But what do you praise now? It's a wrong praise we've been doing for years. And we put the expectation bar so the child comes home with a science sheet and the child scored very well. Oh, genius. You are a genius, beta. You're a scientist, girl. And then this girl's like, I am a genius. I can't fail my dad. Now I don't get 20 out of 20 in maths or science. I've got 15. I've just disappointed my dad or mom. She is having a problem. We've done it with our words unconsciously. Don't stop praising, but what do you praise for? Tell me. Lovely. Yes? Beautiful. The combination, the efforts, which is what somewhere close what you were saying. And as I said, hold on to your thought. It's the effort. So say, wow, I think you must have spent 2 hours doing it. And the child says, oh, my dad says my spending time on painting is so good, I don't mind spending more time. Oh, look at the color you use. That yellow color is really deep and lovely. You're so thoughtful, beta. You see, it's a difficult language to change. But the moment you change that language, the subtle change, you've done a great, change in the child's psyche. Mindset is all about that. The words you use have a great. This Boyzone song we heard, and words are all I have. Please, I won't sing, otherwise you won't be here, right? To take your heart away. The power of words. The words are that powerful. And that is what we are trying to do. In the sporting scenario, in journal scenario, our words become very powerful. This guy you must be knowing? Kane Williamson, wonderful, right? So this is Danish's slide where you added. Danish, why did you add Kane Williamson? What did you like about him? This was a quote, Danish, thank you so much. I mean, now I understand what you're feeling when Danish is standing here, for me. No. It just says this, as this nation, we're always worried about we don't have enough Olympians and we're not doing it. It says to increase the medal tally, you have to increase the mental rally. It's your words, the power, the encouragement. And with those, I don't know how many of you like into cricket so much as most of us are, or at least I am. India before 2011 did not have a mental conditioning coach. Then they hired a man called Paddy Upton. And I think if you read one of the Virendra Sehwag's interview, he says he changed the way. We were earlier triggered in Australia with sledge. And you will just, you trigger somebody and he said he changed the way we thought about ourselves. And he told us words that we would do. That's the power of words. And these are the words that make a difference. Our words are sometimes lazy, negative, you're slow, you're dumb. And a child makes a story around these words and start believing in themselves. You tell a child you're a class joker. Now the child gets so much of attention being the jester of the class. He or she would love to be that. Don't do that. Don't give them a story that they are not. So this is what we do. Engage your kids in some real positive thing. And sports, there's so much you can learn on the sporting field itself. If you don't do sports, there's one small answer to it, is the board games. I cannot stress the joy of a board game. So quickly we'll do a poll here. Tell me your favorite board game. I'll just jump from here. I need at least 20 board games. Yeah, Anamika jumping in? Ludo, lovely. Monopoly. Ludo. Carom, okay. Snakes and ladder. I'll come. Samp Sidi. Who haven't played that? In a new office, we've got this huge Samp Sidi thing. It's lovely, right? Chess. Uno, oh yeah. The new Uno have these Marvel characters. They are so beautiful. Ludo, okay. What do you like? Chess and Carom. Oh, nice.
Pictionary.
Oh, Pictionary. Okay, I'll talk about Pictoria and Pictionary. Lovely. See? Funglish. Fantastic, ma'am. Snakes and ladder. Okay. Uno. Jenga, somebody said. Oh, that's it. Carom. All right, ma'am. Business game. Monopoly. The Zynga, all right. Scrabble. Memory game. Oh, yeah, there's so many of them. Yeah, young girl, what do you like? Okay, I'll come to you. Think about it. Sir?
Scrabble.
Scrabble? Slam. Okay. All right.
Card game.
Yes.
Alphabets.
Correct,
You
correct.
Make a word using only 4 letters.
Lovely, lovely. I will talk about slam actually.
Snake and ladder.
Snakes and ladder. Now, the beauty of it, Danish, I missed you. Any game that you like? Oh, Kainat already, she said it, so it's good. Picturica. Okay, good. The beauty of what I was seeing is I could see that nostalgia and smile on your faces. You know, immediately you're transported some time back or the memory of the game. There is no better joy than investing in a board game. Two real benefits of board game. Number one, you're playing as a family. You're playing as a team up together and they are very competitive and also addictive. Sometimes we complain that our kids aren't able to ungadget themselves, they're too attached, but perhaps it's what we already said, this time concept, the best gift, the parent can give X, Y, Z, but how are you going to invest that gift? Believe there's some, what you said was slam, there's some amazing board games. One of them which I do with my girls is puzzle. I just love puzzles so much. Puzzles are so analytical. There is a puzzle specifically, the biggest problem with the puzzle is, let's say you did half the puzzle and someone came in. What's the biggest problem? You unscramble it. So there is a game called this Mad Rat game. I don't make it, so don't worry, right? But I really, I wish I could actually market them as much as I do. Available on Amazon. I think a Hyderabad company makes it. They have this magnetic strip. So you put the puzzle halfway down the line. You don't want to do it. You roll it and then you unroll it again. These puzzles are beautiful, and I've got all the series here. There's an Amazon one, there's a world, there's a dinosaur one, there's an Egyptian one, there is this Worldopedia. If you're into puzzle, it's a great puzzle to have. There are many other puzzles around, but these puzzles help you analytical skill. We learned the X and Y axis from a very popular game called Battleship. I'll give you a list of at least some games. I wrote a blog some time back. Ask me and maybe we'll share, Anamika, with all the participants. It's on the Sky website. Just invest in some of these. Monopoly, somebody said, very interesting. Slam, there's another called Flutter. So now Scrabble's very, complicated now. Flutter is like quicker. Invest in good games. Then if you want to go a little higher and engage your time, there's Scotland Yard. There's some real interesting game of life. But the point is, board games are another lovely area. Invest in a board game. Believe me, Amazon sales coming in, besides your other shopping and all, just get those.
So even the classic like chess was a surprise. I thought 8-year-old daughter Aisha, I thought chess would be a difficult game for me. But between my other girls, who's 10 years, 8-year-old one picked up chess. So every time she wants to play chess. Maybe some children have it, but chess was, I thought, it's a classic game. When they grow up, they'll play. But they love to play chess now.
Yeah, I never liked chess because they give queen too much power.
But the issue is all the board games have become electronic now, so I don't think kids are really interested in the board part of it because you can play chess on your phone.
You do. But
there's a new thing called as Kingdom of Board Games. This
Oh, yeah?
I don't know.
Oh yes, Vashi's closer. Tell me about it.
I'll probably tell you where it has not been there, but there's a huge place where they've actually got board games.
See, this is Shakes and Ladders. There is a cafe called Shakes and Ladders in Vashi.
This is not park. This is somewhere. I'll probably share the address.
Okay, please do that. Yeah.
Somebody I know through a Facebook page that started it.
Okay.
It's lovely that you go and get exposed to board games. It's got to be from
Wow.
and everything.
And some good games are, but these are your investments for your kids. Especially if you have a kid before becoming a teenager, when they're going to fly away and their Facebooks and the friends are more important than you are. Catch them when they're young, and these are the board games we're talking about. Invest in some, and collectively you give me some lovely names. Slam is a lovely board game, or like a card game. There's so many now. Bingo is another one which is really lovely. There's some small ones, the easy ones to play. You unfold them. Sunglish is another one we're doing. It's like a dumshas with words. Do anything, but these are your investments on that. Fair enough. So we are good. We'll quickly wrap up our final session part of the day. You good, all of you? You want a little break in terms of getting up, or all okay? So the last part of the school, I can't complain too much about school. We've got a school coordinator and a lot of people around the school. Anamika, can I go ranting about the school? Actually, we are unschool here, isn't it? I actually, there's a small book that we've written, and it's just outside. You can actually pick it up if you want to. All idea of unschooling. In that book, I start with a small context that, Rip Van Winkle? This guy who slept for Rip Van Winkle, or one of those kind, yeah. So the whole idea was, imagine if he had to wake up from his slumber after 300 years. And he comes to a city like Bombay, and he sees like everything's changed. The signals are digitized, there are cars, no horses around, the roads are like wonderful. He may have one or two potholes, he still remembers though. But things are so different. We are gadget, people are talking on a strange looking device, and he will be very uncomfortable in a city like ours until he goes into a school and everything's still the same. The same benches, the same boards, the same idea of teaching. It's so strange we haven't evolved. We are teaching 21st century skills to a kid using 19th century tools. That's the sad part of it. It's I'm not complaining about schools per se, but I'm asking you, take control of your kid's life. Expecting schools to change is expecting too much. It's like, okay, I'm going to Singapore, that's done for the day. I'm not doing anything for the whole year. It doesn't work this way. That's your small vacation, you had a good fun, but you still live the other 300 days of the year. So what we are asking on the idea of school is, what are we doing with school? Quickly, very quickly. This is interesting one. Danish, what's national animal? Yeah, quickly.
Tiger.
Huh? Tiger. Good. So I heard someone say lion also. I said Make in India is doing real viral campaign. It's still the tiger. We haven't switched animals yet, right? What's the national bird?
Peacock.
Peacock. Oh, there you are. All right. So quickly, national mango. Lovely. All right. And the national tree? Banyan tree. If mango is a national fruit, then shouldn't tree be the mango tree? You have some problem here? Did I just make you think? That's what we are not doing in schools. You're right. You're absolutely right. No, I don't want you to go back. It's a right answer. We're doing the quiz. Attempt the quiz. I think you turn that, flip that around. We're doing a big quiz. We've got some good gifts here. Imagica is giving you a lot of prizes out there. But the idea is, are we making our kids think critically? That's the whole idea. The challenge is, at least for a moment you start thinking, actually you're not saying, you're making sense. But the question is, what are exam systems geared towards? Unfortunately, today we are not even checking on the oral communication, isn't it? The best of the exams still want written communication. It doesn't matter how good an orator you are. In the examination, it's your written capacity. It's writing. And believe me, I've been saying so much, my daughter that pick that thing, writing will be redundant from 10 years from now. Really. And there is a museum in Germany where they've actually kept a pencil in a glass case saying that 10 years from now people come and say, whoa, people used to do this? Like, it's like you used to hunt with the clubs and all. I might think it's an exaggeration. I completely agree with you.
Your thought process is very different when you're writing versus typing. So
But-
you don't want to probably lose it.
No, hold on. Keep it coming. Absolutely fair enough. This is, the point, Chitman, is what is the concept of writing? My little one, she went on and she's watching a video on YouTube and I'm like, how did she even spell it? Then I was observing, it's very common knowledge now. She put the voice mode on, she said, Peppa Pig, and there she is. I'm like, okay, an illiterate girl of 21st century is more literate than I was when I was this age. What I'm saying is, how has your writing, of course, most of us here are still not switching on to Kindle. The biggest argument that we give on reading a book is,
It should be a book.
no, we can't smell a Kindle.
Yeah, you can't.
And kids are like, duh, Billie Eilish. They're like, whoa, what are you talking about? It's like we are actually this baby boomers, whatever X generation we are. The millennials, the generation Z are the ones born 2000 onwards. They think differently. Their brains are wired differently. And I'm not saying wired as real neurosciences, the cognitive skills have changed. So what we are saying is, okay, cursive writing? Yeah, you still teach in school? The only time you need cursive writing is to sign your checkbooks. You don't need it. But we still teach it because that's how the system was. I'm sorry, I'm not saying that this is wrong or this is not right. I'm saying the world's changing. Are we adopting to it? The idea is today you can speak and the writing can come. These are the books I'm asking about. What we are doing is, can you change your narratives with your kids? I'm pushing you to change your conversations. That's the whole idea of this parenting. Not go on a system and start, binging about it or having ranting about schools. Saying, when a child comes home, most of us are like, what did you answer, beta? Can we change the thing? What did you ask in school today? You might get a notice from the class teacher someday, right? But can we ask? This is another book I love. I've done a small book review on this on Sky Education. Why are school buses yellow? Why are school buses yellow?
It's a novel, auntie.
Oh, I told you can become a corporator, right? Yeah. What else? Yeah, okay, the color is very bright. Why are school buses yellow? So innocuous looking questions, right? But that makes you think. This is a concept called thunk. It's from a very beautiful website, thunk.co.uk. Thunk is thinking chunks. So you throw thunks at your kids. A thunk is like a question, okay, if I write a book, How to Fail, and it fails, is it a bestseller? If I write a book, How to Fail, it failed, is it a success? Yeah, no? It's making you think it's complicated. If you don't know what you don't know, did you miss it? The book is full of it says the idea is create thunks, ask questions, create the habit of, challenge it. The idea is we accept a lot of things. It answers why the school bus is yellow also, by the way. So I'm not answering. Yeah, it does answer. No, hold on. At least listen to the book review, So these are two books I'll really recommend as school. I have one last conversation, last case study, and then we close it. It's another case study. We did one for home, one for sports, and one for this thing. This is now, let me put a father in place. Usually it's always mother with breakfast and all. How a child comes to us and how a conversation again turns into ugly, sour conversation, right? Imagine your 12-year-old comes to you and says, Dad, somebody stole my new pencil. Fair enough. What would you answer? Fathers here, anyone, even moms, anyone. I'll get a new one, lovely. I was in Oman some time back and I was asking, these Arabs have big deep pockets and all. Khalas, I'll give a new one. I said, sir, tomorrow it would be a car. Oh, right, I'll give a new one. I said, okay, no, I can't do the conversation for, right? A pencil looks very, very, economical, cheap. What if she comes and says, I lost a mobile phone? Or her new... There you are, our conversations again. And which are, you won't be judged if you answer me, right? Yeah? Why didn't you take care of it? What else can you ask? Your child just came and said, I lost a pencil. It could be a...
Where did you lose it? Let's go and find it.
Lovely. Where did you lose it? Good. What else?
How do you know whether it's stolen or lost?
How do you know whether it's stolen or lost? Yes, sir.
Did you attempt to find it?
Did you attempt? You believe me, there is this police station right there, no? They'll be proud of you guys. They'll be so proud of you. Like, this is how we talk to a criminal. Investigating, questioning, interrogating, reconfirming. All of us, thank you so much for participating, and this is what we do. Are you sure you lost it? Or else, this is not the first time. You come to your, I don't want to spouse thing, then I have to go home at the end of the day. Or unless you serve me dinner, Anamika, right? Your wife comes to me and said, my mobile is not charged. Pehli baar thodi hua, chalo shazi. You see, the off comments that we have are so strange, so hurting. They are so mean. And that's what we do. The child says, no, I didn't lose it. No, it was on my table, my desk. I went to the toilet and it was gone. So now what we do? Oh, this is not the first time. You're a careless boy. Oh, how many times I've told you? That whole rhetoric speech comes in. The entire conversation is this. Oh, someone's really feeling guilty. Thank you so much. And the child's like, it was my mistake to come and tell you this problem. Just leave me alone. And then you're not in a position. Oh, you leave me alone. Now don't be so rude. This is how you talk. This is how your dad teaches you to talk to me, right? And then you are getting meaner and meaner. It is so difficult for a child to think constructively or positively when someone is interrogating, blaming, or advising her or him. You see, a small little challenge a child had, he came to you. For God's sake, he could have gone on Facebook and said, I lost my pencil. He would at least have 10 likes on it. He came to you with a problem, expecting some empathy, and we ended up interrogating, blaming, and advising. It could be a very common conversation. Can we change those conversations? There is a problem. Who's to blame for this? Ekta Kapoor. Serial khatam hota nahi, kal aadha darwaza khula hai, ab kya hoga? And we are so curious. This is a problem with us. Can I just change some narratives here? So let me just give you a simple case study, and you've been very patient sitting along. The same child comes to you. This is a technique in parenting. We call it mirroring or parroting. Parroting or mirroring is, do not do any judgmental conversations. Just repeat what the child says with a little empathetic, I see, beta. So what you do, somebody stole my new pencil. Oh, I see, somebody stole your new pencil. You don't have to apply too much of effort into it. All you're saying is, I see this. I hear you out. And the moment you do that, the child comes and says the same answer. You want to know what happened, right? At the end, that's what you asked. Believe me, trust me, the kids will tell you. That's why they've come to you in the first place. But you didn't allow them. You blocked the chain of thoughts. All you do is, I left it on my desk, this. Oh, acha beta, you were so careful. That's it. And then the child comes and says, what you want to know? You know, Abba, you know, Papa, this is the third time my pencil got ripped off. Oh, I see, this is the third time, right? You know it. But then this is, you know, next time I'm not going to leave it on the table. I suspect it could be my friend, and depending on the child's maturity, age, the conversation could be as long, as meaningful, as deep, profound as you would wish to. It's so simple. This is little conversation you do with little words. I see. A little words of these and a little empathetic attitude, believe me, is an invitation for a child to open and express herself. See, this might look very innocuous. And what you just shared, some very difficult conversations about bullying, about abuse, about, you know, something else that happened, this would lead a child to confront in you when they are comfortable. Because you're growing with a child there. And these are the conversations we leave you with. Hopefully, we will, you know, I'll show a lovely video. It's a beautiful video. It's a lovely video on exam phobias. Oh, by the way, you all are really this part of the world. We are doing a movie screening Super 30 in Nerul Gymkhana on 1st with a mock NEET paper. It's a very fun paper that we're reading with the kids. If you want to drive down, you're always welcome there. So we'll play the video, Danish, and we'll close the session. On the corner somewhere?
Yeah.
So this is a good, this is just a little offhand this thing.